Spacious and practical, well-equipped yet quite affordable, the Sorento has always been a natural choice for families. However, Kia's midsize SUV wasn't exactly an attractive car until the current generation came in 2020. That model brought radical styling changes and finally turned Sorento into something that's much more than just a rational choice. Well, guess what? It has just received a facelift, way more substantial than you would expect from a common mid-cycle refresh, which takes this 3-row crossover to a whole new level. Stay with us as we take a detailed look into the new 2024 Kia Sorento, which can easily become a game-changing luxury SUV. Of course, the most notable part of this refresh is the new styling. As expected, the most important changes happened at the front end, where you can notice some pretty major modifications. The pre-facelifted model already looked reasonably attractive, but it was rather conservative. The new model takes a notably different approach, with vertically oriented LED lighting and a reshaped grille that now stands more upright and looks more attractive with the new pattern. Of course, the front bumper also gets some reshaping, while it's pretty hard not to notice new wheel designs. The rear end also gets some treatment, particularly in terms of the new taillights, with the design Kia officials call unmistakably Telluride. But despite the quite impressive updates, the overall layout remains the same. The proportions remain unchanged, just like what's under the skin. Therefore, the familiar chassis and suspension setup provides a familiar driving experience which is surprisingly engaging. The McPherson strut at the front and multi-link rear suspension provide a solid level of athleticism, with precise steering and almost no body lean in corners. The trade-off is, however, a little bit firm ride on lower speeds, especially on higher trim levels that come equipped with bigger wheels and lower profile tires. Exterior isn't the only part of this SUV that gets major updates. The cabin gets refreshed notably as well, especially the dashboard. The first thing you'll notice is a new, pretty massive panel that integrates a couple of 12.3-inch screens, one for the instrument gauges and one for the infotainment. Besides the bigger screen, the infotainment system also gets updated software and now runs smoother and faster. Another notable change is at the center stack, which loses those bold plastic surfaces. Instead, the new design is cleaner and more elegant, and with the upgraded materials and range-topping variants, the Sorento is now definitely capable of making some entry-level premium counterparts run for their money. This model features notably smaller dimensions compared to Telluride, even though it's also classified as a mid-size crossover. And while such proportions ensure surprisingly good maneuverability, the cabin space doesn't suffer all that much. The third row is still quite adult-friendly, though it's worth saying that the access is a little bit harder compared to the aforementioned Telluride. On the other hand, the first and second rows are generous with space, as you'd expect from a midsize SUV, and offer all the comfort you need. As this is rather a major in-cycle update than a complete redesign and proportions remain the same, it's logical that the cargo area also offers familiar numbers. With all seats up, you won't get much, only 12.6 cubic feet of space. But with the third row folded down, the cargo capacity goes up to quite respectable 38.5 cubes, while the total volume, which means with the second row down as well, goes up to a pretty decent 75.5 cubic feet. The Sorento was never an option for drivers with specific lifestyles. It was always a rational choice, a great value in the class of family haulers. But this facelift changes that too, because the 2024 Sorento brings some pretty exciting new versions. So, besides the familiar, a little bit complicated trim level organization, the next year's model brings two new packages called the X-Line and X Pro. And as you may presume, the letter X clearly points out the off-road pretensions of these two new models. The X-Line does come standard with all-wheel drive, but we can't say it's an off-road version of the SUV, even though it looks pretty rugged. It's rather for buyers who want their car to look attractive, but don't really need some particularly good off-road capabilities. So, most upgrades are in terms of aesthetics, though you do get roof rails and skid plates. Upgrades can be seen on the inside as well, with new olive brown and sage interior color schemes, wood trim, and similar upgrades. The X Pro is a way more capable proposal, though we still can't call it a genuine off-roader. It's rather imagined as a competitor of Honda Trail Sport and similar models. You get all you need for light off-roading, starting from 17-inch wheels with BF Goodrich all-terrain tires, all-wheel drive with torque vectoring, center-locking differential, and a few more visual upgrades you don't get with the X-Line model. The rest of the trim level organization remains rather unchanged, with familiar but somehow hard-to-remember badges such as the LX, S, EX, SX, SXP, and Prestige. The X-Line comes as an optional package on EX, SX, and SXP trims, while the X Pro is exclusive to the SXP trim level. Despite such a massive update and numerous major changes, some things still remain the same. This particularly refers to the mechanical aspect of the vehicle, particularly to the powertrain. The 2024 Sorento continues in the same way, with the offer that starts with a good old 2.5-liter inline-4 with a max output of around 191 horsepower. Coupled with an 8-speed automatic, the base engine definitely won't blow your mind with performance, given that the 0 to 60 takes nearly 10 seconds. On the other hand, it is a simple unit, reliable and cheap to run, so it does the job for not-so-demanding drivers. For those who expect a little bit more from a 3-row SUV, Kia offers a way more capable option, the turbocharged 2.5-liter inline-4. That engine puts out 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque, so you may presume that driving dynamics are way better than with the base engine. Moreover, this one also comes coupled with a dual-clutch automatic transmission, so it doesn't surprise that the 0 to 60 sprint takes just around 7 seconds. As for the fuel economy, the base engine is, of course, a little bit more efficient. That unit runs around 24 miles per gallon city and 29 miles per gallon highway, while the Turbo 4 is good for about 22 miles per gallon city and 27 miles per gallon highway. Both are pretty good ratings for the segment, though keep in mind that the ratings drop by a couple of mpg when you choose models with all-wheel drive. All these massive changes are coming with the 2024 Kia Sorento, but only if pure gasoline is your drink of choice. If you prefer a cocktail of gas and electric power, you'll have to wait a little bit more. Namely, the hybrid version will get the updates a little bit later, and it'll be labeled as the 2025 model. We still don't know the reason for such a specific delay, but we know that there will be no changes in terms of the powertrain. So, you know what you can expect from an electrified, updated Sorento. There'll be 2 variants on offer, a classic self-charging hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. The former is equipped with a system that includes a 1.6-liter Turbo 4 engine and a single electric motor for a combined output of 227 horsepower. That's a pretty balanced setup that offers quite good driving dynamics and very good fuel economy that goes up to 39 miles per gallon city and 35 miles per gallon highway with front-wheel drive, or 36 miles per gallon city and 33 miles per gallon highway if you choose all-wheel drive. The plug-in hybrid is a little bit thirstier and returns around 33 miles per gallon combined. However, it features a bigger battery and a more capable electric motor, so the maximum output goes up to 261 horsepower. Better driving dynamics are just one of the benefits of the plug-in hybrid setup. There's also the benefit of the all-electric mode, which ensures a max range of 32 miles thanks to the massive 13.8 kilowatt-hour battery. The updated 2024 Kia Sorento was presented about a month ago at the LA Auto Show, but we're still waiting for the sales to start. That is expected to happen sometime in the first quarter of 2024. The officials haven't come up with the pricing yet either, so we can only rely on the estimations that suggest a minor increase compared to the 2023 models. The base Sorento, equipped with a naturally aspirated inline-4, will probably start at around $32,000, while the models with Turbo 4 are expected to cost at least $37,000. As mentioned, hybrid models will arrive a little bit later, probably next summer, as 2025 models. As for the competition, the Sorento walks on a fine line between the compact and mid-size segments thanks to its proportions and seating configuration. Therefore, it competes with 3-row crossovers from both classes. On one hand, there are compact three-row crossovers like the Mitsubishi Outlander and Volkswagen Tiguan. On the other, there are bigger midsizers like the Kia Telluride or Hyundai Palisade. For many, the Sorento seems like a sweet spot, like the right balance between space and maneuverability. And now, with an even more attractive design, we have no doubt it will attract even more customers. What do you think of the 2024 Kia Sorento? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time!